It's very important for parents to know that we as teachers always tell our children, look at source documents when studying history. Don't look at someone else's opinion. Look at the source document and come up with your own opinion. So these are some of the comments that I've heard and I've copied down for some parents. Completely eliminate school choice. There's nowhere in the document that says that. I don't know who told you that, but it's nowhere in the document that says that, okay? Ban charter schools. That word, that's not in the document. Someone's idea is that this is going to ban charter schools, and they told you this, but it's not written that way, okay? Another parent said, eliminate charter schools. That verb eliminate is not in the document either. And finally, take our schools away from us. Nobody's taking your schools away from you, and it's not in the original document. So let's talk a little bit. What this resolution does not say is, does not impact a single existing charter school or charter school student, not one. Anybody who's in a charter school today or has a charter school that they go to, it doesn't affect them. Let me say it again, this resolution does not impact a single LAUSD charter school or charter school student. It does not create a cap. There's no such word as cap in this document, and it doesn't create a ban. There's no ban listed also. It does allow us to take a deep breath and have our state leaders and legislators re-examine a law that 27 years ago came about and clearly is not working that well in 2019 in districts like Los Angeles. So let me tell you about some schools in my area. I am Board District 3. The Charter Schools Act of 1992 created some examples of educational innovation, but it's not functioning like it used to. Conditions have changed, and good governance means amending old laws to make them work fairly for everyone. For too long, moneyed interests have kept politicians in Sacramento from having the will to do the work of reviewing and updating this law that serves all of our kids. And I could speak for a very long time about my frustrations with the current system, authorizing and renewing schools in Los Angeles. LAUSD has some exemplary high-performing charter schools, and 3 of them are in my district. They are excellent. They are excellent schools. In fact, almost 12,000 students in Board District 3 attend charter conversion high schools. But let me just tell you, these schools were great before they became conversion schools, and they're still great. The only difference is now they have more money because they're an independent charter school. They're great schools. Way too often I've seen on this board, and I've been asked to renew charter petitions. I go to every charter meeting when I can, okay, and I listen very carefully. I've been asked to renew charter petitions from very poorly performing charter schools. And my answer always is, why do I have to approve this school if it's doing so poorly? Well, it's doing 1% better than a neighborhood school. That's not good enough for me. 1% better, and that school is renewed for 5 years. It has to be a change in that. Schools that can only be renewed in good conscience with benchmarks, and when benchmarks are never met. Schools that clearly do not reflect the diversity of their surrounding communities. There are some charter schools that are like, consider them to be mini private schools. The whole area is Hispanic, and this charter school is mainly white. That's not diversity. And I'm not saying the names of any schools either because they're doing well. And worse, I have been asked to renew schools that are still under investigation for mismanagement, corruption, and gross misuse of public funding because the law gives me no choice. Are they doing better than the neighborhood schools by at least 1%? Then you have to renew them. This uncontrolled proliferation of new charter schools not only drains critical resources from our traditional neighborhood schools, it hurts our existing good charter schools. I wish somebody could explain to me why we need unregulated growth of charter seats when 82% of existing charters are under-enrolled. That would be like LAUSD because we have under enrollment, we should build some more schools. Makes no sense. We believe in fair and reasonable regulations for hospitals, drug companies, oil and gas companies, developers, and car makers. How can we oppose better regulating what has been an unconscionable drain of funding and resources for our traditional public schools, schools that serve all children in Los Angeles? Now, I am a democratically elected member of this board. I was elected by my constituents in Board District 3, and this, I have to do best what's for all kids, Board District 3 and the whole other district. This is not the district versus charter schools, no matter what you're being told. This conversation should be about the abstract protection of an unlimited future charter growth. This resolution is responding to the needs of hundreds and thousands of real kids, the daughters and sons that you have, very real families. We are sworn to serve them. This resolution is about the children whose choice will always be their neighborhood schools. For me, this is an issue of ethics and responsibility, and I will be voting yes on Dr. Vladovic's motion.